Wagwan gangsters, what's going on friends? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host Yannick. I hope you did. My glass is steaming up. It's getting pretty hot and steamy here with the Chelsea news. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Of course, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means? Eh? You little football goblins? It's transfer deal sheet day. I think I've got some breakfast in my teeth. Yes! What's going on with Chelsea? Garnacho, is he coming? Vaping while getting tattoos while refusing to play for Manchester United? Hey, that's pretty funny / worrying and concerning. We can talk about that maybe. There is loads of big transfer stories going on at the moment. Isak is said to Newcastle he's never going to play for them again, which I think is pretty funny. And I will be covering that on my second channel. But we're here on Football Therapy, so welcome back. Do this thing. Nice and centered. Like and subscribe to this content for more. And it also supports your boy. Let's get into it. Right, so for those of you who are new among us, every Tuesday morning, the transfer deal sheet is published by The Athletic when, of course, in a transfer window, where we are now. And it has segments on every single big club. Every club worth talking about. And, of course, Chelsea's one of those. There's a big part on Isak. Ramsey as well, interestingly. But we're going to go down to the Chelsea section and see what's being said. Because there is lots to happen still, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, players to be sold, possibly players to be purchased, and loaned? Stuff like that. So let's see if I can finally find Chelsea, which I am just parking up now. Handbrake. And we are here. What has happened this week with Chelsea Football Club in the transfer window? Well, Chelsea's steady steam, or stream should I say, not steam, of outgoings gathered pace. Mark Gu, of course, completed a season-long loan move to Sunderland, which, by the way, I like. While Everton signed Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall for £25 million, of course we know that goes up to nearly 30, which is good business. Very interestingly, you may have seen, Everton have also signed Jack Grealish. You're right, Jack Grealish. That's my Bromley accent. Lost it a bit there. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. But this is about Chelsea. Burnley also finalised 2 purchases of unwanted Chelsea players. Yeah, lots of biz. Lots of biz with the Burnley boys. Midfielder Leslie Ugochukwu and homegrown striker Bruya, raising what can only be described as significant funds. In the money, doing the biz as per usual, Chelsea. Yeah, pure profit. Dinero. L'argent. Other languages, that means money. Chelsea stepped up talks to prize out of favour, Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho from Old Trafford. Before we move on, should we just speak about this? Yeah, this is causing all kinds of stuff. Opinions, backlash, fears, excitement, laughs. So Garnacho, despite Matt Law of The Telegraph asserting the Chelsea brief that Chelsea have done all kinds of background checks on Garnacho, and we like him. We're not worried. Every little thing's going to be alright. I'm not so sure. He's been pictured vaping, getting tattoos. What kind of hoodlum, what kind of thug would be getting tattoos? And yeah, I just think like, I don't know, man. Obviously that picture's, don't vape. Don't vape, kids. Don't vape. Especially for an athlete, it's not helpful. Stop vaping. Off the bat. And then secondly, of course, it was Fabrizio Romano. So this probably, Mark Goldbridge of the United Stand posited this would have come from Garnacho to Romano. So like a brief of sorts from a player to a agent. Not an agent, what am I talking about? A journalist. A superstar content creator, transfer journalist. YouTuber, social media influencer, journalist. I mean, does he even do any writing, Romano, anymore? But yeah, he said pretty much, and he said, I refuse to play. It's like, look, either sell me to Chelsea, no one else, these guys, these shirts, Chelsea, either sell me to Chelsea, or I'm going to sit on the bench for 6 to 12 months and won't play for you. An ultimatum from the little bugger. And obviously Chelsea fans are taking two positions on this. That's very funny. He only wants Chelsea. We're Chelsea. La 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 la. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Laughing at Man United. You guys are knobheads. And also like, what? Is this what we want? Is this what we want? Where everyone's working very hard. We've got very young players. They're all, pushing in the right direction. We've got humble, sweet young men working very hard for the badge, playing for each other, teamwork, welcoming each other in. New Brazilian superstar Estevão coming in, God-fearing, humble young man. Do you want to throw a Garnacho bomb into their dressing room? I don't know. I'd sort of come around to, 30 million would be very funny because he's a great talent. And I've watched that goal at Everton, again a couple of times, and I'm like, yes, please. But especially because it's so cheap, and it'd be funny. And if he scores at Man United and dunks on them at Old Trafford or something, it would be great fun, be great theatre, in the theatre of dreams. Fun. I don't know, man. I'm like Garnacho agnostic at this point. If it happens, it will happen for good money and fine. But it's up to you, Chelsea, to keep this kid. I mean, ultimately, he is a kid, right? So we don't, I'm talking about all these really well-bred young Cobham graduates, these young Chelsea players. Maybe he's just been really badly advised and, whatever. Let me know your thoughts. So, that's the Garnacho situation dissected. On the pitch, Chelsea won both their pre-season friendlies impressively against Bayer Leverkusen and Milan. The optimistic glow around Stamford Bridge was dimmed a little. Of course, that defender Levi Colewell has tore his ACL in training at Cobham and is expected to miss most of the season after undergoing surgery. Yeah. Nico Jackson was also left out of Maresca's squad for both matches as Chelsea and the striker explore a possible transfer in the final weeks of the summer window. Yeah, and I think really notably, and a salient point here is that Maresca was being asked about Delap and Joao Pedro, his strikers, and he was just like, yeah, we got two, there are strikers, and just no one talked about Jackson. It's doesn't exist anymore. So, they forgot about Nico. 1 second while I sip this hot brown stuff. Hot. Does signing a Colewell alternative now feel crucial? Question mark. Posits The Athletic. Colewell was fundamental to Chelsea's biggest achievements last season, playing twice as many minutes as any of Maresca's other centre-backs. Now, that doesn't surprise me due to how Fofana was supposed to be his long-term partner. Injury problems. His influence was huge, both in and out of possession, so losing him to such a serious injury on the eve of a new season is a real blow to the aspirations. But there is no sense of panic at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea feel no... this could still be a briefing as well, we're not panic buying, but we're buying. Feel no urgent need to delve into the summer transfer market to replace him. This is precisely why you amass the level of depth that they have over the last 2.5 years. Even with Colewell sidelined, Chelsea still have as many as 10 senior players competing for 4 defensive positions. Maresca trusts Trev Chalobah, Tosin Adarabioyo, Wes Fofana is nearing a return, and of course Jurel Hato can play centre-back as well. That's what they're saying. Benoit Badiashile was regarded to a close equivalent talent? Maybe profile, but I wouldn't say talent. Well, just my opinion. With a very similar profile. There you go. I'll take profile, but I'm going to say not a similar talent. No offense, Benoit. Very happy to have you, mate. When he was acquired from Monaco in January... Well, when he was acquired from Monaco. Was that since changed then? Jampong won the love of Maresca in last season's Conference League campaign and looks ready to shoulder great responsibility. I have to agree. Oh, yeah. And then there's Aaron Anselmino, who specialised in playing in the middle of a back three in defenders of Boca Juniors and could be kept around if Maresca deems ready. And of course, in possession, we play a back three. And there is a player, a centre-back, that sits in the back three. That could be you, Az. Could be you, mate. Chelsea are confident in their alternative options, and Colewell's unfortunate injury could prove to be the exactly the kind of opportunity that one of his teammates has been waiting for. The opportunity, not the injury. I might need to sneeze. I lost my sneeze, and I've descended into a deep, dark depression for it. What positions and players are Chelsea still looking at? God, it's hot. It is hot in the UK today. It's still early. Gosh darn it. I'm going to turn my fan on. Hold on. Yes, look at my glasses, dude. My head is hot. And not because I'm angry. Or excited. Just warm. I'm going to have to read about my glasses, so excuse me if I'm struggling. What positions are Chelsea still looking at? Chelsea would still like to sign a winger, an attacking midfielder, and, that's important, listen, and there was a lot of people freaking out, myself included, that it felt one or the other. This is Xavi Simons or Garnacho, which seems silly because they're totally different players, but, and is nice. I mean, I don't know why. I'm pretty happy with the squad as it is, but I've sort of gone into this like dizzy haze of, just dopamine overload of player signings. More midfielder, winger, goalkeeper, centre back, Jackson replacement, and others. Garnacho is the top choice for the right-footed left winger to compete with new summer signing Jamie Gittins. Chelsea have stepped up talks in the wake of the Seshko deal. Okay. And view the Argentine. Oh, yeah, because he's gone to Man United. My brain. I was like, what's this got to do with RB Leipzig? Desperately in my brain trying to piece it together. Like, don't do dead air, yeah, and speak to the people. Speak to the viewers. Seshko, why is he involved? And he's quite obviously involved because he's been the big investment for the potential sellers in Manchester United. Yes, Chelsea view the Argentine situation at Old Trafford as an opportunity, but they are not inclined to just simply meet United's valuation of the players, which is very fun, because we're not desperate for him. He's not going to play for them. It's kind of an Alexander Isak thing. It's kind of unsavoury, isn't it? I think Johan Viss is doing something similar at Brentford. These players like, I don't want to play my contract. Sell me. It's just a bit like, shut up. Do your job, mate. Do you know what I mean? Maybe also I'm like burned from when Thibaut Courtois did it to us. That big nose sausage. As detailed by my colleague David Ornstein last week, Garnacho expects to join Chelsea and has ruled out any other options other than moving to Stamford Bridge or staying at Old Trafford. And of course the statement from Fabrizio Romano is, should he stay at Old Trafford, he's not going to play. He's going to sit on the bench. I'm worried about this, man, but I've said this. Another ongoing situation is that of Xavi Simons. Informal discussions have been held with Leipzig over a move for the Netherlands international, but no formal bid has been made. That's weird. Why? Of course they say we were waiting to make player sales, maybe for Nkunku and Jackson, but we have got rid of Dewsbury Hall and Joao Felix. Isn't that enough to bring in a Simons? Maybe not. Chelsea also like Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers. I do as well, but he's going to, as a potential fit for the attacking midfield role, he'd cost a lot of money. I don't know why Chelsea can't do something with Villa for Nico, Jackson and Rogers, because they're worth about the same amount of money. Like, literally, if there was ever a time to do the old switcheroo, Unai Emery wants to play Coach Jackson again. No? I think there's accounting reasons why they don't do that. Alright, which players could be leaving, gang? Let's get on to this bit. Substantial progress has been made in trimming Chelsea's player list, but there is more work to be done in the remainder of August. Yeah, a while left, dude, isn't it? Of course, the aforementioned Nico Jackson and Christopher Nkunku were left out of Chelsea's pre-season friendlies against Leverkusen and Milan as they and their representatives and the club explore potential moves away. Senior sources at Stamford Bridge say Jackson will be reintegrated into Maresca's squad after the deadline if no transfer materialises. Yeah, good, because he's good. He's good, Jackson. I'll die on that hill. You know, you can disagree with me, but he's scored double digits for Premier League goals, non-penalty Premier League goals in the first 2 seasons. He's shown good link-up and good running and work ethic. Great. I'm very happy to have him in the squad. Would Christopher Nkunku not be reintegrated? Not even for a bit. To try and sell him in January? Because he seemed to be a good citizen in the Club World Cup. Scored a big goal for us. Surely you don't bomb squad Nkunku. Like, Maresca's worked enough with Nkunku to be like, oh yeah, you can do a job here and there every now and again, I'll chuck you on. Like, you wouldn't want to lose that, especially if he doesn't, you know, if he's professional training. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Okay, Chelsea are not desperate to sell him, but recognise he may want to be the lead striker at another club. Yeah, that's fair. And they're opening to sanctioning a sale if the proposal satisfies all parties. So it seems like good, you know, like a sort of good vibe situation with Nico. Like, everyone understands the drill. Probably like a tinge of sadness, but you know, a sort of, like I said early doors in this saga, he will absolutely not regret coming to Chelsea. You know, he failed his his medical to go to Bournemouth 6 months before, so he got his move to Chelsea. He played a lot. He got a pay rise. He's won some trophies. He won't be like, oh, I should have gone to Chelsea, what a disaster. Maybe like Nkunku would have. He won't be looking at it like that. So it's kind of like a, you know, a nice move all around. In the same way, I don't think necessarily, but slightly, actually not in the same way, but I do think someone like Kai Havertz won't regret coming to Chelsea. Because remember, you might be like, yeah, obviously he won the Champions League. But he was linked to Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, Kai Havertz. You know, the super team in his country, Bayern and Real Madrid. But Chelsea got him, and it was like Roman Abramovich. I know I'm off on a tangent here. But Roman Abramovich saw Kai Havertz as like another Eden Hazard style git. You know, like young, he's 20 or 21 when we signed him. He'd been scoring loads of goals, loads of assists. Obviously Hazard, slightly different style of player, and a teenager Hazard carried Lille to the title. But yeah, Roman was like, get him. I want to beat Real Madrid. I want to beat Bayern. So he would have had options, Havertz, but he still came to Chelsea, had a good time, won the Champions League, scored the goal in the Champions League final, so you'd never regret that. And I think he's quite happy at Arsenal. I don't know what I'm talking about Havertz. But another player from the Bundesliga, Nkunku, I think would regret maybe coming to Chelsea. You know, he might not say that. He gets paid quite a lot of money at Chelsea. You know, he did score a few. He was really important in the conference. He did do a contribution in the Club World Cup. It's not like a Raheem Sterling thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's still done more than that. There's more confidence that Nkunku will depart. He's open to a return to Leipzig, but is also commanding interest from other Bundesliga sides, as well as clubs in Italy and the Premier League. Yeah, I think it would kind of be sad for him to go out to Leipzig. Well, again, another Chelsea reference, Timo Werner returning. I just don't think it's the move for him, but, you know. It might benefit us in terms of getting Xavi Simons over the line, though, of course. The other end of the pitch, Rennie Vega will not return to Chelsea's first team squad despite Colewell's injury and is expected to be sold for a substantial profit. Garnacho's arrival would further limit Tyreek George's game time, and Chelsea will work with him and his representatives to find a club where he can play more regularly this season. That could be a loan or even a permanent sale if the proposal is right, and of course he's happy with it. A number of clubs in England and Europe have expressed an interest. Chelsea are still working on the departures of Raheem Sterling. Lol, oh my god, cry, what the hell's going to happen with this geezer? Chile B, yeah, tinge of sadness. Carney Chukwuemeka should still have people to buy him. Axel Disasi, I'd say the same. And then Gilchrist will be going to a championship club. Well, that's your little update there. Your ingoings and your outgoings. What do we feel? I feel pretty comfortable. I feel like we've done a lot of business. We're in a relatively strong position. We're doing well. Big takeaways. Are we going to get Xavi Simons? Are we going to get Garnacho? Is his behaviour worrying? Is Nico gonna go to like a rival, Nico Jackson? If we sell Nico to Newcastle, is that making sure that Isak gets his dream move to Liverpool, which is probably not a good thing for the likes of Chelsea? Let me know! Comment down below, leave your thoughts, and as always, I'm very thankful for your support for liking this video and subscribing, hitting the bell if you choose to subscribe, and a little reminder, my friends, that there is also daily content on this channel, Football Yannick on YouTube. Daily content over there. I'm also on the social medias, kids. Well, I'm on the TikTok and the Instagram At Football Yannick. That's probably enough from me. 20 minutes. Sweet. Look after yourselves. I'll be back soon. If anything happens, I'll be here. So come join me. All right, peace.